So this is what I got sent from a viewer. They wanted an algorithm to support a cyclical shift to the right. Now the wording I originally thought was a right shift, but it's not. It's just a rotation algorithm. So the idea would be that this is what she wrote. If you type in 1, 2, 3, 4, it's 4 digits. If you move a right shift of 1, this goes right, cycles back round and goes back to the beginning, so you'd end up with 4, 1, 2, 3. So if it was a 2, you'd end up doing that multiple times. And it shouldn't matter what size number you've got, so it's a big number there, look, right shift again, that 2 comes to the front to give you this value. In our programs, there's a couple of mandatory things. They had to have a function that counts the number of digits. It had to have a function called right shift that took in the value, and it had to do it multiple times. If you wanted to right shift it 5 times, it ran 5 times. So this is what I've come up with. I'm not 100% sure it's exactly what they wanted, but it's good enough for me. So I've got my variable declarations, counter the number we're going to get in. The old number, so the idea here is that I store that number twice so I can use it for outputting later. How many shifts, it's going to have to be a string, and then the number of digits. So we ask for the number, we ask for the number of shifts, and then what I do is I convert the number to a string. Now I've got to do this because I need to access each element of the string, each element of the number, 1, 2, 3, 4, so I can only do that if I treat it as a string. I suppose I could have done it as an array. Thinking about it, I could have put it into an array. Yeah, I could have done that. But anyway, so this is how I did it. So I declare an array, and then I create a function that sticks the values in the array. So if I look at this, make array, all it does, it takes it in, goes through each of the letters or the values in the string, and builds up an array. I'll run it through in a second, and you can see what I mean. So here's that's made the array. So here's my how many shifts it's going to do, perform the cycle. So my right cycle, okay, just here. Take the element at the end, stick it in a temporary variable, and then just move them all around. This is where I use my count digits function. That was for me felt like a bit of a waste of time. This is why I think I'm not doing it quite right, because my count digits literally is the size function that's built into Flowgorithm. So unless I'm missing a trick here, that's what I've gone with. So back to right cycle, that goes back round, and then I convert the whole lot back into a number, back into an integer. So I've got a make number function, which just basically stitches it all together into a string, and then does a toInt in Python to make it an integer again, and then display it. Okay, so if we run this through, if we bring up that bit there and that bit there, whoops. So what we're doing, if we step through it, okay, so I'll do the number 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I could do it twice. Actually, we'll just do it once. We'll do it once. Okay, so let's get this out of the way so we can see what's going on. So we step through it and watch what's happening in the variables. So you make it an array. There's your 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll put 1, 2, 3, 4 in the elements of the array. Okay. So we've done that. So I've got the 1, 2, 3, 4 in the array. We're now going to do the shift, and we're doing the shift once. So there's our once, pops it in. Now watch what happens to the array. So I get the number of digits, 4 digits. So the temp 4. Okay, so that was I put this value here in a temporary variable, move everything to replace them. So everything's moved down, and the temporary variable gets written back into 0 to put that one back at the top. So that's our one shift. Okay, comes round, that's finished. Going to make the whole thing a number again, so we get a variable. There we go, building our string of our variables up, and then we just convert it to an integer, and then spit it out. So there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right shifted is 4, 1, 2, 3. So if we run that through again, 1, 2, 3, 4. This time we'll do 2 shifts. And we'll step through. So we'll go through it again. Move that out of the way so you can see what's happening. So you can see there's your 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's the cycle. So the first cycle makes it. There's the first cycle through, 4, 1, 2, 3. Second cycle, 3, 4, 1, 2. Make it an integer. Spit it out. Okay, so there's your program. Performing it's not really a right shift, but a right rotation as many times as you like on a number of any size. Okay, I'll just stop that. Maximize that so you can have a quick look at the code. So obviously you're going to need to pause it if you're going to copy it. So here's the code. So that's the main program. And if we look at the functions, so the count digit function, it's literally just using the size. Make array function, sticking it all into the array. Turning it back into a number at the end. And the one that actually does the cycling. It's not a lot to the cycling. I start at the end, take the last value out, and then just move everything forward, going backwards through the array. So there you go. Hope that helps. If you found that useful, like and subscribe. If you found that really useful, buy me a coffee.